everyone in South Carolina was rabid Trump, and that was going to be the only way for him to reinvent himself. But
so how does he keep getting reelected?
Well, in 2020, I think it was a fluke. I think it was under cover of COVID. And, the point was that there was no viable challenger. There is a machine in South Carolina, and I'm running against the machine. I've never been part of anyone's club. And that probably goes back to the headgear and the glasses. Yeah. But, I'm an outsider and I attack. But there is serious money involved. And again, you have to be willing.
Donors like Lindsay?
Well,
do they play a role in this?
Yes. I mean, it's incredible that I'm here to wrestle this Senate seat back to the people of South Carolina.
So the donors shouldn't be totally in charge of the country? Is that what you're saying?
That's my proposition. Look, it's extraordinary that he got reelected in 20. And, in short order, he was turning his back right on Trump. He famously, on January 6th, he incredulously said to the Capitol Police, "We gave you guns. Why didn't you shoot more of those people in the head?" This is a guy who, notwithstanding...
Gave you guns. Why didn't you shoot more people? And I'm really trying not to be vicious or use slurs against Lindsey Graham. He certainly used them against me, but I want to be Christian. I don't want to do that. But boy, it's tempting when you hear that, because that is so evil. Why didn't you shoot? These are Americans.
These are Americans. These are protesters. They're exercising their First Amendment rights.
They're also the most decent people in the country. They're like toting their little pocket constitutions. Like they believe in our system. They believe in the order that our founders created. And Lindsey Graham doesn't care. And he's calling for their murder.
I mean,
that's unbelievable to me.
He's always calling for violence. It's almost a bizarre, it's killing at the top of his mind.
He just did this. I don't know if it was violence against me. I know he was attacking me. That's not why I'm doing this. I don't care what he thinks of me, but he was calling for violence. Wasn't he calling for violence this past weekend?
Yeah, he was speaking. It's actually a disqualifying speech. If you look at it, it's so unbecoming of a United States senator. And I think it's one for the books, but he got up there in Las Vegas, the Republican Jewish Coalition, and he definitely seemed to be under the influence of something.
Well, he's drunk all the time. It seems to me. I have noticed that. Look, I'm not calling him an alcoholic. I'm just saying as an alcoholic myself who's recovered, I would say every time I see him, he's drunk. So there's something.
Well, he was feeling his oats, and he got up there and literally said to the audience, who are Jewish in the main, and I think that this is a great slander, in terms of caricaturing your audience. He said about the administration, "We are killing all the right people and we're cutting your taxes."
Killing all the right people. Yeah. When you find yourself, he's 70 years old. He's going to have to face the consequences of this at some point, the eternal consequences. If you're bragging about killing people.
Well, I think there is a sixth commandment against such a thing, the instruction from our Lord many millennia ago. But, let's break that down to, its constituent parts. As an attorney, if I were taking a deposition of him under oath, I'd say, let's break this sentence down. Okay, we are killing. Who is the we in this? Okay, are we talking now about the United States government? Are we talking about the Ukrainians? Are we talking about the government of Israel? Who is we? And then killing, it's like, okay, well, are we talking about bombing people, or how exactly are we killing them off?
Doesn't matter.
And then all the right people. And then you say to yourself, well, all the right people, or you mean people on the right? Well, Charlie Kirk was just killed, can you have a little bit of space from the man's actual wake before you're intoning violence? And then he turns in the next sentences to actually threaten violence against the right. Now, this is a guy who just said, shoot people in the head on J6, is now saying, if someone stands for office and critiques Israel, we're going to beat their brains in.
He said that?
Yes, he said beat their brains in, and then he later on used...
we're going to Gaza them.
Well, he said cream them as well, which is, kind of an unfortunate turn of phrase for him. But, beat their brains in, And it's just like, who are you talking about? Like, why
He's
would
talking
you
about
talk about?
He's talking about hurting Americans, killing Americans on behalf of another country, a foreign power. Okay, so like, I don't even know what to say to that. If you're not appalled by that, go ahead and vote for him. But where's your conscience?
Celebrating this whole rant? It's extraordinary thing. I guess you haven't seen it, but then he goes on to say,
I have not seen it.
Well, President Trump, we're all out of bombs. You know, we didn't even run out of bombs in World War II. It's like, China, if you're listening, your sitting United States senator just told you that we were all out of bombs. And like, we know that we can't restock all those shoulder fire missiles that they take 7 to 10 years to build, that we have no industrial base. But he's literally bragging about the fact that all of our munitions have been passed to defend this eastern border of Ukraine. For what?
But yet none of this benefited America. None of this had anything to do with America.
It's absurd.